already told me that this is not normal.
Right,
so,
because she said that she'll go through 3 to 4 snooze alarms because she refuses to put her legs out because they're going to be so cold.
Yeah, if the air is still running, you got to wait for it to clip off first. I forgot to mention that, which can run you late. You might be running out of time. Sometimes I get so frustrated. I'm like, that thing's been running for like 10 minutes. When is it going to shut off? I really need to get up.
You literally make it sound like you are stepping out onto the frozen tundra.
It's cold.
And it's inside your house. I want to start with something you and I were talking to Lacey about, and it's something obviously that everybody's been talking about all week. About big news stories not really being big news. What I'm talking
Are you talking about Taylor and Travis?
I'm talking about Taylor and Travis and the Cracker Barrel thing.
Yeah.
How did these two things become the big news stories? And even though I get that you talk about them, they're really not big news stories, are they?
You mean big in that they don't really affect you in any kind of way?
Right.
They're just things that are
they're just things that everybody's talking about.
I don't know why we latch on to certain things. I mean, of course, Taylor and Travis have been a big deal for 2 years. I think they've been together. So that, that's just part of the zeitgeist at this point. Cracker Barrel, I don't know. I mean, how often are people going to Cracker Barrel that we got to get in an uproar? Like, when was the last time any of y'all walked into a Cracker Barrel?
Well, so that's what I'm kind of curious about. If you have not heard, by the way, Cracker Barrel was originally going to change their logo and maybe even redesign their stores. But it sounds like now they're kind of coming back on that and saying, no, we're not going to change the logo. And we're not going to. So they're saying this because the way customers reacted. But the whole reason they said they were going to do this is they didn't have enough customers.
What's funny to me is that they backtracked, but only kind of sort of. They're changing the logo back, but they're still going to make the other changes. They're just going to do them slower, which I guess makes people less angry. I don't understand. The result is going to be exactly the same, but people are happier now because they didn't change the logo. And they're going to roll out things slower than they were before. And that feels more, ease me into this water like a lobster into
But again, you're caving to an audience that you said you didn't have.
You didn't have, none of this makes a lot of sense to me. I'm going to be honest.
It's a head scratcher.
It really is. Since you mentioned the Travis Taylor thing, I have another head scratcher about it. And just people who get married in general, because everybody faces this problem. You saw those pictures that they posted?
Yeah.
Practically, how does this work? She couldn't have been surprised, right? There's a photographer on there. They're in the middle of a garden. This is very picturesque. You know that he had to make sure that her hair and makeup was on point because these are going to go out all over the socials. I mean, she knew it was coming, right? Is there any way to pull off any surprise when you've got lighting and photographers and you got to make sure the girl's looking her very best because you know what's going and you're dressed up, which might be a red flag already because maybe you're not a person that dresses up normally.
Well, that's why I don't have any proof. This is just a gut. Okay. That's why I think that he may have asked her, I don't know if you want to call it unofficially or officially, well before these pictures. And then they set the picture because you're right. They're so
staged. They're so staged.
There's a difference in surprising somebody and catching an iPhone pic.
Right.
Those were not iPhone pics.
So you think they've been engaged, but then they reset up the engagement pictures to have something to post?
I mean, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Because, here again, we're talking about a life that you and I will never understand.
Right. And I totally get, I don't know, maybe if the theory is real, he proposed before. Maybe she had an ugly crying face on the pictures that they took. She didn't want people to see. Yeah. I mean, I get you got to protect your image and it's your personal business. You didn't have to share any photos with anybody at all.
Well, that's the other thing. You didn't have to share anything.
Solely your prerogative. So I'm sure people appreciate that you're being a little open about it. But just even in even my friends' photos that I see sometimes when they get engaged, how do you get to it? I know I've talked to some of them that have the photographer with the telescopic lens so they can be further out, hiding behind a bush or something and get good, decent photos of the happenings. But I don't know. I feel like it's a little staged. Everything's a little perfect.
I know for my youngest son and his wife now, they did basically what I was talking about. They did their own, Mark did the whole surprise, and they did that with friends and phones, okay? And then they scheduled engagement pictures.
Right, but in those engagement pictures, did he reproduce the actual proposal? Engagement photos are normal. Everybody does that.
Yeah, but
reenacting the actual proposal in those photos,
I mean, there was a
seems
picture of
weird.
him on his knee, you know, pretending to ask. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe it is more common than I don't know. I haven't been
Don't
married.
ask me. Well, I've been married for so long. Well, I'm not even sure we had cameras when I got married.
Ain't nobody engaged to me. Got no offers, Jeff. Zero.
Hey, the comments are down there. You want to marry? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So that stuff may have been all the rage in the major conversation.
Right. It's just as funny to me how sometimes stuff that we're really talking about, people are really just won't shut up about, and I don't mean that in a hateful way. Is stuff that we're really is just really big news.
No, but the stuff that I'm talking about amongst my friends also isn't big news.
True.
The big debate that we've had lately after a game of categories, you know about this one. Because I asked you, and I got to propose it to our listeners. Is Fred Flintstone a historical figure? We were playing categories. It said historical figure, and the letter was F. If Fred Flintstone's high stakes, you get double points. FF. So it came down to the debate of he's not real. So is he a historical figure or not?
So I know what you're going to say here in just a minute, but when you asked me that question, the first thing that popped in my head was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That is a figure from history.
Right. That is what Beth and I went with. But my friend Jessica wrote down Fred Flintstone.
And so my first reaction to that was, no, but you said this.
It's in the song, a page right out of history. And then that was the argument that eventually won the group over to give her the double points. Well, not even my points, but I was just like, you can't argue if it's in the song. It's in the song itself that he's historic. So that argument did work for this category. So that's a pro tip. If you're playing categories, that's a double point. You roll F on a historical figure.
Man.
Use that as your argument if you got some picky people.
I'm still not sure I'm buying into this because that's just
Creativity points. You're not even going to give it for creativity.
Creativity, maybe.
Okay.
You know what? Here's what what I would have done, even though it was a double letter. I probably would have said, look, let's split the difference and you get a point, not double points.
I feel like
because whoever said he's not real is correct. Fred Flintstone is not real.
Beth's argument. He's not real.
Yeah. And you're asking for a historical character. Oh, maybe when you say character. Wow.
Figure. Historical figure.
Okay,
which
figure.
could be fictional or non-fictional.
Yeah.
Not
I don't
clear.
know, man.
Ha ha ha. This is just the debate that's been going around. This is the kind of stuff that we talk about in my friend groups.
Yeah.
What do y'all talk about?
You don't want to know some of the other things that they talk about in that friend group, by the way. Don't ever let that friend group of Rachel's start Googling things.
There's some weird Google searches that have happened. We've never claimed to be normal. And speaking of which, do you have other things you
I
want to
don't.
get?
Those
Okay.
I really just had, because I knew everybody this week's been talking about TT and Cracker Barrel.
Okay. Well, speaking of normal then, I have there's been two things that have happened that people have just been like, that's not normal. I've never done that in my life. So I started going through a kind of a normal or nope in my own head of, are these things that I'm doing normal, Jeff? So I wrote a few of them down. The one that caught my attention that I said I do, which Beth said, never done it before in my life. I like to listen to the music in my headphones so I can hear all of the parts of the music better, especially if it's a really well mixed album. I want to hear I will switch in my head, like this time I'm going to pay attention to the lead guitar. Okay, this next verse I'm going to pay attention to the bass. I want to know what's going on in that song. What are all the sounds coming together to make this song that I enjoy? So I like to listen and break it down and be like, there's cowbell in the background. I never would have noticed that. Because when you really start breaking down the pieces in your head, it's fascinating how many things. I was like, there's claps. There's people clapping in the background. I never noticed that. I find it fascinating. It helps get me through some workouts because it just keeps my interest. You're looking at me. I feel like this is a no already.
When you first started, I was kind of like, yeah, I've done that. But the depth that you just went into that, I do not have time to be that deep into. Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe.
Oh, look, there's a kazoo in this.
Beth has never played music. So I thought maybe as somebody who's played music before, because you hear.
Yes.
Because I've been around bands a lot. It's really fascinating to me to hear all the sounds come together because you get a drummer starting and then you pull in a guitar and then all of a sudden like, holy crap, this is a song. We're playing a song right now. So there's something to that I like to break it back down into all the pieces. But I wonder if me getting in depth to this is my audio history because I went to college for audio production. So I'm always like, how'd they get that effect on that drum? Like if I hear a drum hit that in suddenly, I know that they've put a shortstop on it because it didn't resonate out. Yeah, okay, this isn't just me. I will admit though that I got deep. I went on a deep dive the other day. I was pulling stems because I was like, I want to hear all of the individual parts. Can I find? Do you know what stems are?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, just all the individual parts of the music. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if there's like remixes. So I found like an 8-bit MIDI remix of one, and I was really impressed. I don't know. Okay, so that's a no. I've asked if you do this. Everybody kind of has their routines in the morning, but I noticed when I come in here, I don't have anything set. I don't walk in and make a cup of coffee, or I don't walk in and plug in my headphones. I don't walk in and set my things down. There's no particular order. It could be chaos in here. I could start a break with my backpack still on my back. Didn't even take it off. Sometimes I log into my computer while I hear the show intro and like, oh crap, I forgot to do that. I know that you said you came in, you make yourself a coffee, you read a couple things. So I feel like you do have a set.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So 2 no's. I already know this is a no, but I'm throwing out there my wake up routine for staying warm.
Oh,
where,
we talked about this because I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to tease this. The way she's getting ready to describe this, tell me if you think I'm wrong. She describes like she lives in Antarctica.
Well, it's a good temperature drop when you get out from under the covers. So there's a process. If it's real cold, if it's in the winter, we're going to go ahead and have a long sleeve shirt and some pants right there in the bed that are already under the covers and warmed up, ready to go. So you can slide those babies on. Then you get the blanket that's on the foot of the bed and you wrap up in it. And then you run out the door real quick. You knock the thermostat up so that air conditioner stops coming on. Then you get in the bathroom. You turn on the heater that's in there. Then when you sit on the toilet, you blow that heat underneath the blanket. Oh, keeps you nice and warm. It's a process. You do have to take the blanket off before you weigh, though, because it adds pounds. But I'm just saying, like, you've already told me that this is not normal.
Right,
so,
because she said that she'll go through 3 to 4 snooze alarms because she refuses to put her legs out because they're going to be so cold.
Yeah, if the air is still running, you got to wait for it to clip off first. I forgot to mention that, which can run you late. You might be running out of time. Sometimes I get so frustrated. I'm like, that thing's been running for like 10 minutes. When is it going to shut off? I really need to get up.
You literally make it sound like you are stepping out onto the frozen tundra.
It's cold.
And it's inside your house.
All right. So we're what?
And we know your house isn't cold, by the way. I just realized this. I'm sorry. I just cut her off because you said you keep yours like thermostat at 82.
No, we're not. Okay. I do keep it high during the day. It's between like 73 and 75.
And where do you put it at night?
69.
Okay.
Again, I'm on record. This is the perfect temperature for evening.
69, 70. And you're talking like it's literally going to freeze you to death to put your legs out from under the covers.
The temperature drop from my warm covers to the cold air that's blowing outside of my covers seems extreme first thing in the morning.
Okay.
We're going to move on because I have more of these. Is it normal or nope to feel like it's not really you're not taking an irresponsible nap if you lay down that's in the bed that's in the guest room, or in my case, the office at the same time. It's not my real bed. My couch is not comfy enough to take a long enough nap on. I'll only sleep like 20 minutes on my couch. But if I nap in the bed that's in my office, even if it's a 2-hour nap, it doesn't seem as egregious because I didn't go to my bed. That was just the office bed. So that's not a real nap.
Why are you calling any nap egregious? I mean,
because I feel like
doing this shift, okay? Especially doing this shift, naps are almost 99% required if you're going to be a functioning human being.
It's not the nap that I have guilt over. It's the length of the nap.
If your body needs 2 hours, if it needs 15, it needs 15.
But everybody will recommend. Every expert's like, don't sleep too long. It's going to affect your sleep patterns at night, and it does. But I just feel like it doesn't. It's not as egregious if I do it in the guest room bed instead of my own bed. The word egregious
never is in my head. I have slept in the bed. I have slept in our guest bed. I have slept on the couch.
You'll sleep wherever you need to get that nap in, and as long as you want to.
And if I sleep 15 here or 2 hours here, my body needed it, and I get up, and I'll deal with the, falling asleep at night later. But no, if your body is saying you need to rest. Don't take egregious out.
I'll guilt myself less next
time.
No matter where I nap.
Actually, take the complete guilt out of it. If your body's telling you need a nap, girl, take a nap.
Guilt gut.
I know, but
There's
on this
things
one,
to be
get
done,
rid of the
Jeff.
guilt gut.
I got things to do. Okay. Is it normal or nope to like different scented candles in each room for whatever mood you're going to be in that room? Listen, the living room is a little more, I don't know. It depends on the vibe. Some rooms I need a little more lively. I'm going to be active in this room. Like in the office, I don't want something that's going to make me feel asleep and cozy. I need my brain to be a little more active. Like maybe it's well, since it's feeling a little fall right now, got the spiced apple toddy over there. It's got a little a cinnamon kick to it. So that's in the office. But in the other rooms, you just got like the
You can't have the same
leaf
scent throughout the house.
They all have to be related. You don't want to have like flowers in one room and then like something that's spicy in another. That won't work.
Okay, but you
like,
can't
they're
have
all
the
different.
same scent in the entire house.
You could, but I have different vibes in different rooms. So as long as they all kind of coordinate into a fall scent, and so the house just smells fallish altogether. Okay.
So you're telling me when you walk from one room to the next, your vibe changes?
Well, what am I going to be spending time in that room doing? I'm not doing in my office. I'm working. I'm focused. But it's a different vibe if I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing pottery. And it's a different vibe if I'm in the kitchen and I'm, cleaning or something like that. And it's a different vibe if I'm in my room kind of chilling, journaling or so. It's all different. It's different vibes, Joe. Okay.
I don't have words.
Anybody else have to be multitasking while you watch TV? That's why pottery is great. I'm doing all the glazing at home now. I got to sit there and glaze while I watch TV. You can get really detailed on stuff. Okay.
I mean, I multitask and I've done it while I've watched television, but I don't have to be.
Okay. This last one, you do it too. I found one that I knew that
let's find out.
Normal or nope to go further off of your route. It's actually going to take you more time to arrive at your destination, but you keep moving. Don't get stuck in traffic.
Okay, I do this, yes. But I will tell you what I really have learned to do is to go out of the way to calm myself.
Okay, so it's an anxiety thing.
Like if I know the traffic is just going to be nothing but white knuckled, I'm going to be blessing everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessing the snot out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if I add 30 minutes and I go this way, I'm just going to be cool, chill. Then I'm going to take the 30 minutes extra and do that.
Okay, so you're just opting to save yourself a little stress over the time.
Yeah, and trust me, my wife appreciates that.
Yes. And, well, I was just curious because you are somebody that time is important too. Both of those things are very high on your list. So, all right. Well, I got one normal, and I may have set it up because I knew that last one you would have to agree with me on because I know you do it.
All right.
It didn't go well for me.
No, while you're getting the game out, I'm still like, you're cracking me up about different vibes in different rooms. Okay, so I get you're working in the office. Like, you're not going to run into the kitchen all of a sudden and want to do pottery. You got to finish your work in the...
You're wrong. I do, actually. I'm like, I need to get a break. I need to stand up, go do something. Let's go put a layer of glaze on this pottery real quick. It'll take, that's like a good 15-minute break. But I don't want, that's a
Yeah, that might explain a lot.
Smooth vibe in there with the
You ever heard of
pottery.
priority management?
Yeah, you got to take breaks. It's good for your brain. They tell you to do that.
Yeah, but going and taking pottery is not taking a break. When they mean rest your brain, they mean rest your brain.
How hard is it for me to swipe some paint onto a piece of
That's
clay?
as bad as putting whatever the to-do list is right over here, and your brain keeps seeing it and goes back to it.
What counts as a break? I'm supposed to lay there with my eyes shut or something? Because then my brain's going to go wild.
As much as you like to go outside and walk, go take a quick walk.
That is still work. That's more work than painting a thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's get to the game that actually has a name. Do your friends even know each other? I don't know the name of the game.
Yeah.
Either.
She bought it and she didn't know it.
I don't know. Okay. You know how it goes. We got to answer these questions about each other. We're going to say whoever gets the most wins. You got to answer this question for yourself first. So get your answer before, because you can't go changing it.
Okay.
Okay.
What is my favorite type of cuisine?
Oh. I feel like that's a thing I should know about you, but you like a lot of things. I'm going to say Mexican.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly don't think I know this one on the cuisine. I know you like spicy food.
Does that count as a cuisine?
No, it's not a cuisine.
Because it would be my number one choice.
Yeah. Because you like spicy Indian food?
I think it'd actually be Mexican as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that one, but I think it would be Mexican or Italian maybe.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's my happy place?
I would say, and you may disagree, but as much as you do, I would say when you're exercising.
Oh, Jeff, you are far off. Wait, okay. Keep going. Be more specific.
Honestly, I think when you go hiking, that is your happy
Hiking.
place.
Yes.
But that's exercise, so I guess that's why.
That's why I was like, okay, wait, be more specific. Because I actually don't think of hiking as exercise.
There you
Usually
go.
it can be. It
There you
can
go.
be, for sure. I try to pick the easy routes because I don't want to do that much work. Okay, you got that one. Your happy place? The lake.
Yeah.
The lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Woohoo!
that should have been an easy one.
Okay.
What can I do better than most people?
What would you? This is the. You got to say, what would you do better?
What can I do better than most people?
I mean, I'm just going to give you the honest answer, whether you say it or not. Radio.
Oh, you're funny.
Jeff, you don't think you're better than most people at radio? You've been doing this 30 plus years. You don't think you've picked up a few things over the
Well, I'm
years
not
that
saying
you're
I-
probably better than the average Joe at that thing?
I'm not saying I hadn't picked up.
Okay, I'm saying I think you're probably better than the average Joe at being a radio show host.
Okay, well, I honestly don't know how to answer that question.
No, you're too humble.
I'll tell you, putting a boat on a trailer. I have sat at that ramp for years.
Yeah, I bet you are pretty good at it. I haven't had to see you do it yet, but
I'm pretty good about that.
I do believe you're probably good at it. I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Either that
so.
or backing a trailer up. I'm really good at backing a trailer.
Really good at backing that thing up.
Backing that thing up.
What am I better at than most people?
Honestly, just being a really good person.
Oh,
No, seriously.
that was
Because
definitely not
sometimes
my
I look at
answer.
you and I'm like, can't you just once be like, ugh? I mean, I've seen that side of you, but
I can
more
be
times
like,
than
ugh.
not, you're just, well, they were having a bad. Yeah, I just think, yeah,
Oh,
that's the truth.
Yeah, that really wouldn't be my answer.
What would
I
be
would
your
have never
answer?
come. What am I better?
It's not going to be pottery.
No, it's not. I've seen what other people
And
can
she's doing
do.
great, by the way. I know that sounded horrible, but she's really doing good. But yeah.
I don't know. I've always said my best marketable skill is that I'm generally likable.
Yep. There you go. See?
So maybe
that's like a runoff of mine. So there you go.
fair enough. I'm gonna have to think about this for a minute. What compliment do I receive the most?
You have a great voice.
That might be it.
Yeah, seriously. I think you get that a lot.
I get complimented on my smile and
Yeah,
my
you get a great
voice
smile.
a lot.
But your voice, I hear more people talk about how good your voice
Well,
is.
it's probably because of the industry we're in,
True,
but I
but
do
I
think
do.
that I probably get that more. I'm going to give you that point, Jeff. The compliment you receive the most. Is that Joe Gatto?
Yeah, honestly, you know what? It is. I was going to say it is. That's what I was just here thinking, going, well, everybody on freaking TikTok calls me Joe
They
Gatto.
think you're
So
Joe
that's
Gatto.
it. I am Joe Gatto.
You're famous.
Yeah, I'm famous.
Okay. Do I have one more on your side or did we get them all?
No, I got one more here.
Okay.
What is my most used emoji?
You're not an emoji guy, really.
I'm not.
Laughy with tears face guy.
I use that one, but I would say most used, and because I just don't use emojis, it's probably the thumbs up because it's the quickest
yeah.
way to let somebody know I got your text.
Yep.
I will be there. You'll be there. Whatever. So
okay.
not exciting. Just I'm not an emoji guy.
Well, what'd you guess mine is?
Eggplant. No.
Stop that. I knew you were going to do it. Peach? The water one?
Yeah, you know. A heart one.
The winky face.
Winky face.
I like to throw some shade on people and then attach a winky face to the end of it.
I can totally see that.
What is my favorite genre of movies?
Well, I know I'd say comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't action.
Yours is action
Yep,
for sure.
totally.
We know we're not because you're always like, did you watch this? I'm like, it's an
Yeah,
action.
it's got to be action / sci-fi. It's got to be the two.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, I know.
Those
And
put me
I'll
to
watch some bad
sleep.
sci-fi too, by the way.
You did get me into Jack Ryan though.
See?
So that was a good action one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wasn't keeping score. Were you?
No, I wasn't. I think we were actually closer to even on that one. You may still have won that one, but we were actually closer to even on that one.
All right. Well, good thing we have the video replay so we can figure out who won this one.
Or not.
I'll pop the end score at the end and we'll
or
figure
not.
out who wins.
Hey, I'm looking at the time. We really need to wrap this up.
Well, what do you think I was doing?
Well, I was just trying to tell you, Steve's got to get in here.
Okay. Bye. Here's the winner. Congratulations, winner.